So you want to learn Python, but you have no idea where to even begin? Yeah, you're not alone. In this explainer, we're going to lay out your personal roadmap to mastering one of the world's most popular programming languages. Let's get into it. Does this look familiar? You get excited, you decide today's the day you're going to learn Python, you do one quick search, and bam! You're suddenly drowning in this endless sea of online courses, books, boot camps, and every single one says it's the best way. And it's overwhelming, right? Honestly, that's the #1 reason people get stuck before they even write a single line of code. But that's not gonna be you. Not today. Think of this as your guide, your roadmap right through all that noise. We're gonna give you a structured, actionable plan, a really clear path, so you can spend way less time worrying about what to learn and more time actually learning it and building cool stuff. So here's the plan. Our roadmap has 5 main stops. First, we're going to tackle the why. What makes Python such a big deal right now? Then we'll get into the what, the core stuff you absolutely cannot skip. After that, we figure out the how, matching a learning style to you and picking a specialty. And finally, we'll wrap it all up so you can start your journey feeling confident. All right, let's kick things off with step 1. Why should you even learn Python right now? Think of this as your call to adventure. Nailing down your why is the fuel that's going to keep you going when, things get a little tough. Let's just start with the bottom line. Jobs. Opportunity. Right now, there are over 70,000 job openings just for data scientists and analysts. And for those roles, knowing Python is pretty much non-negotiable. And that's not some far-off trend. The demand is huge, like today, and it's only getting bigger. And this isn't even new. Way back in 2012, Harvard Business Review dropped this bombshell, calling data scientist the sexiest job of the 21st century. So what's changed since then? Well, the tools, the courses, the opportunities, they've all just exploded. It's never been easier to jump into this field. But here's the thing, it's not just about data science. Not even close. This chart from the PYPL index tells a really powerful story. Python isn't just popular, it is the most popular programming language in the world right now. It's beaten out giants like Java and JavaScript. So what does that mean for you? It means learning Python doesn't just open one door, it opens like a dozen. Okay, so you're fired up, you see the opportunity. But to actually grab it, you need the right tools. And that brings us to our second section, your core curriculum. These are the absolute must-know, non-negotiable fundamentals that every single Python programmer has to master. First up, variables and data types. Just think of these as the absolute basics, the nouns of your new language. They're how you store and label every piece of information, whether it's a person's name or the price of a product. You have to get this down first because, well, without them, your code has nothing to work with. So once you have your nouns, you need some logic to tell them what to do. That's control flow. This is what brings your program to life. Using if-else statements, your code can actually make decisions. And with for and while loops, it can do tasks over and over again without you lifting a finger. This is what turns a boring list of instructions into something that actually thinks. Now, you don't want to write the same code over and over again, right? That would be a nightmare. That's where functions come in. If variables are the nouns, functions are the verbs. They're the action words. You package up a piece of code to do one specific thing, and then you can just call on it whenever you need it. This, my friends, is the secret to writing clean, smart, efficient code. And finally, we have object-oriented programming, or OOP. Okay, don't let the fancy name scare you. It's really just a super smart way to organize your code by modeling things from the real world. You bundle data and functions together into objects. Think of a user object that holds a username and has a function to reset a password. It's a huge concept, but it's fundamental for building bigger, more complex apps. Okay, so you know the why and you know the what. But now, for maybe the biggest question of all, how do you actually learn this stuff? This brings us to section 3, finding your learning style. Let's tackle that sea of courses by thinking of it as choosing the right kind of mentor for you. Generally speaking, you've got 2 main paths. There's the university approach. This is theory first. It's slow, it's deep, and it builds a really solid foundation. Then you've got the bootcamp approach. This is all about projects first. The focus is on speed, on building a portfolio, and getting you ready to work as fast as possible. Look, neither one is better. They're just different. The real question is which one is better for you? And to make it real, here are some fantastic examples. If that deep dive university style sounds like your thing, you have to check out Harvard's legendary CS50 course on edX or Programming for Everybody from the University of Michigan. But if you're all about that project first, get your hands dirty bootcamp style, then something like 100 Days of Code on Udemy is amazing, or the classic book and course, Automate the Boring Stuff with Python. So once you've got the basics down and you've found a learning style that clicks, it's time for the fun part. Choosing your specialization. This is where you find your quest. It's where you take all those fundamentals and apply them to something you actually find interesting. So, what are the most popular quests out there? Well, as you can see, the biggest slice of the pie is data science and machine learning. That's all about finding hidden patterns in data. Right behind that is web development, building the actual engines that run the websites and apps we use every day. And then there's a huge chunk for automation, which is basically using code to make your computer do your boring work for you. So if you go down the data science path, your mission is to become a data detective. You're going to use a toolkit of amazing libraries to do it. You'll use something called pandas to clean up messy data, then maybe matplotlib to create awesome charts and graphs. And with a tool like scikit-learn, you can even build models that predict the future. Pretty cool, huh? Now, if you're drawn to web development, your goal is to build the back end of the internet. You'll use frameworks to do it. For big, complex sites, you might use Django. It's like an all-inclusive toolkit. For smaller, more custom jobs, you might use Flask. You'll also learn how to work with databases to store information and build APIs so your app can talk to other apps. And path 3, automation, is where you become an efficiency wizard. I mean, think about it. You can write a script that pulls data from 1,000 Excel files, or scrapes a website for information, or renames 10,000 photos in seconds. You can even make it send emails for you. This path is all about giving the boring work to the computer so you can do the fun stuff. And all of that brings us to our final section, putting this all together so you can actually start your journey. This is the big takeaway, the simple, clear plan you can literally start following today. So here it is, your entire roadmap, boiled down to 4 simple steps. 1, understand your why. Get really clear on what's motivating you. 2, master the core curriculum. Don't skip the fundamentals. 3, find your learning style. Pick the university or bootcamp approach that fits you best. And 4, specialize and build. Choose your quest and just start creating something. That's it. That's the path from zero to builder. Because look, at the end of the day, you have to remember this. The goal here isn't just to learn Python. Anyone can watch tutorials. The real goal, the magic, is to build something with it, to solve a real problem, to make a tool for yourself, to automate something annoying. That's where the real learning happens. So I'm gonna leave you with this one last question. And don't worry about mastering everything. Forget that for now. Just based on what you've seen today, what's the first small thing you are inspired to build? Start there. Your journey has already begun.